Anyway, it's been just a few months since their crushing November loss, and now Democrats choosing yet another establishment candidate to lead the DNC.
We will all be able to say the United Democratic Party led the resistance, ensured that this president was a one-term president, and elected Democrats across this country.
So that's President Obama's former Labor Secretary Tom Perez edging a narrow win over controversial Congressman Keith Ellison. But is the party really united like he claims? Here to weigh in, former Democratic presidential candidate and BC Law Rappaport fellow Martin O'Malley. Governor, good to have you here.
Hey, thank you. Happy good being with you.
So President Trump already up tweeting about this. He says the race for DNC chairman was, of course, totally rigged. Bernie's guy, like Bernie himself, never had a chance. Clinton demanded Perez. And he's not the only one. There are a lot of people saying this was rigged. I mean, Clinton was saying, we were talking about this yesterday. I mean, what was going to happen? And we got that alert on our phone. And a lot of people were saying they were not surprised at what ultimately happened here. What about you?
Well, look, I was supporting Pete Buttigieg, the mayor from South Bend, Indiana. That was my choice for DNC chair. But as a lifelong Democrat, in fact, the only lifelong Democrat that ran for president last year, I was actually heartened to see Tom Perez and Keith Ellison coming together at the end of what many thought would be a divisive race. Turned out to be actually a very unifying race. But the real reform of the Democratic Party isn't going to happen out of Washington. It's happening in places like that swing district in Delaware yesterday that Stephanie Hansen won by 16 points, that Democrats only won by 2 points a few years before. So this is the groundswell that's really reforming our party, not what happens at the DNC meeting.
No, but Governor, you talk about unity. And, I'm sorry, I just don't buy the idea that the party is unified. We had Tez Figaro on the show earlier this morning. She had given about 6 months of her life campaigning for Bernie Sanders. She lost her mom to cancer during that. And she says this not only was rigged, it's far worse. I want you to listen to Tez and get your response. Bernie Sanders supporter.
What the media is saying about everyone just wants to have unity and all get along. The Rodney King line is just not going to work this time because the American people are sick and tired of the beatdown. Since it's Sunday morning, I'll go to Moses. The Red Sea was parted on yesterday, and the DNC made their choice clear.
Unity there? I mean, she says the American people, the Democratic base, they're sick and tired of the establishment, Governor.
Oh, I think what they're actually sick and tired of is this administration, the Trump administration, after just 30 days. I mean, there were many people across the country that thought, wow, I wonder what it would be like to actually have our government run like a business. Well, now they're seeing that the business that Donald Trump is about is actually establishing an authoritarian regime. All of the talk about where is the infrastructure plan? Where's the plan to make wages go up? I mean, look at the guy that he put in charge of commerce, the king of bankruptcies. Look at the person he put, Goldman Sachs, in charge of regulating Wall Street. So you're seeing across the country at these town halls, at the energy that's facing Congress people of both parties, that the people of the United States are rising up in reaction to the beginnings of an authoritarian regime. Round up the immigrants, scapegoat, tell the press. No president in history ever told the New York Times they weren't a reputable news organization and can't come to briefings.
Correction, it's the failing New York Times. But, Governor, we know you're outraged. We know you guys don't like Donald Trump. That's clear. You use words like authoritarian. Others use Hitler, round up. Those are nasty words. And the party's unified in their hatred of him.
I've never used Hitler.
No,
I always use the word fascist.
Okay, fascist.
No, I use fascist,
thank you for
not
softening
Hitler.
to fascist. But
Sure.
the actual question, you said, I wonder what it would be. The question we asked is, I wonder what it would be like if the Democrats had a platform that people related to and understood. We hear about things like social justice and racial justice and environmental justice. What do those words mean to someone who's lost their job or who sees the border infiltrated by illegal immigrants or realizes we're not defeating ISIS? Where are you connecting with the American voter? And is there not a realization the Democrats are just out of touch here?
Oh, look, clearly, the candidate that we nominated to lead our party did not have the credibility to deliver the message that our country is creating jobs, but we now have to make wages go up. And to your point about immigration, I mean, everything about Donald Trump's little illusions of immigrants destroying our way of life. I mean, net immigration from Mexico last year was 0. meaning more people left here from Mexico than came here from Mexico. Everything about Donald Trump's economic policies are a lie. You're not going to make wages go up by doing away with the minimum wage.
Governor, your response to my question just a few moments ago was about this administration. And you heard from Tez saying that this party is not unified because we are sick and tired of the Democratic establishment. She didn't mention Donald Trump at all when she was talking. And this idea that Donald Trump is the problem, this resistance, is that going to be the Democratic Party platform going forward? Resist and persist? We heard that from Hillary Clinton yesterday.
Look, I think I think one of the things I just said to you was that our candidate did not have the credibility to deliver the message that we need to take actions to make wages go up.
What is the message?
The message is that we need to restore common sense wage and labor policies that actually allow people who work hard to get ahead. We need to invest in our country and her ability to create greater opportunities for our kids, like affordable college, like the new jobs of this new era. We need to acknowledge science, and we need to harness climate change to create jobs, not deny it. And we need not scapegoat the latest generation of arriving new American immigrants. Look, the bottom line is we are a party that's about opportunity and justice for all. And I wish Tom Perez and Keith Ellison well, but you know what I'm most encouraged by? I'm encouraged by the groundswell of support rising up by people who want to take back their country.
We've got to run, but some work to do. Good to have you here this morning.